Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2025, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, celebrating 78 years of independence and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2025, 2015 to 2030, and Viksit Bharat at 2047. As part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कल्याणं आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणं आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations. Today, we are celebrating and commemorating Manatee Awareness Month in November 2025 in the US and across the world. Looks at one of the major problems Florida and the world is facing today, which is diminishing numbers of the manatee population. Today, the IUCN Red List lists 4 species of manatee as vulnerable to extinction. This status has lasted almost 30 years now, and there seems to be no improvement. Manatees are harmless marine animals that face one main predator, humans. The Manatee Awareness Month educate those around you about the threats those beautiful mammals face, as well as when they are essential for the world. Let's unite and save the manatees. So manatees have been listed as endangered species since 1966 to promote manatee conservation in Florida and other regions. Manatee Awareness Month was first declared in 1979 by former Florida Governor Bob Graham. During this time, the state began designating manatee protection zones in areas known to be manatee winter gathering spots. Since November is the time they are most spotted, it was the ideal month to promote the importance of their conservation. In 2005, Florida officially declared November Manatee Awareness Month in order to save the manatees. Tragically, the United States Fish and Wildlife Service states that approximately 99 manatee deaths each year are caused by humans. These include collisions with boats and other propellers. In January 2016, there were 43 manatee deaths in Florida alone. This is a greater cause for concern since IUCN stated that more than 1 million vessels were registered in Florida in 2005. And because the largest population of manatees is found in this region, more deaths are expected. So manatees are also dying due to impact of human activities on their food source. To aid and protecting the manatees, Save the Manatee Club was formed in 1981. The organization was co-founded by singer-songwriter Jimmy Buffett and then Florida Governor Bob Graham, who strongly believed that public awareness was the key to save manatees. Today, manatees are protected by the U.S. Endangered Species Act, but unfortunately, they still remain threatened. So today is also commemorated as Lung Cancer Awareness Month. This entire month is observed annually in November and highlights the need for more research to be conducted while cultivating a better understanding of the disease. Tragically, lung cancer is the second most common cancer, and it is also known as leading cause of cancer deaths in men and women worldwide. Each year, 218,500 people are affected by lung cancer in the United States. Out of these, about 142,000 succumb to the disease. This is because lung cancer is difficult to identify and many individuals don't experience any symptoms until the cancer has reached an advanced stage. It's for this reason that early lung cancer screenings are recommended to those who have a history of smoking or have quit within the past 15 years. This Lung Cancer Awareness Month vows to educate everyone around you regarding the disease. So today is also commemorated as Long-Term Care Awareness Month in November 2025. This year and November every year. This month long observance highlights the long-term care needs of men and women over the age of 65 and how they should be assisted in their daily lives. This includes feeding them, bathing them, and assisting them in their daily routine. Above all, it's also displaying compassion and making them feel that they are not all alone or neglected. So, this month is dedicated to those senior adults who do not have access to long term care because everyone deserves assistance until their final days. Today is also commemorated as Library and Information Services Month in Philippines. We are celebrating Library and Information Services Month throughout November, and it's a month-long celebration that started in the Philippines in 1991 with the presidential proclamation of 837 series of 1991. The purpose of the month is to raise awareness and public interest in the importance and valuable services provided by libraries and other information centers. Activities during the month are coordinated by the National Library of the Philippines (NLP) and the National Commission for Culture and the Arts and National Committee on Libraries and Information Services (NCCA) NCLS. This month is also commemorated as Gluten-Free Diet Awareness Month. In November, highlights the problems that can be caused by gluten products and the diseases linked to them. Gluten is known to create inflammation in the body and can also cause damage to the intestines. While most of us don't notice the impact of gluten, people who suffer from celiac disease can experience severe reactions. The month was created to show support for such individuals. Gluten-Free Diet Awareness Month introduces gluten-free food products and also educates people on how a lifestyle change can have a positive impact on the way they look and feel. So the Gluten-Free Diet Awareness Month was founded by the National Foundation for Celiac Awareness in order to increase support for those with celiac disease and gluten intolerance. However, gluten intolerance has existed since time immemorial. Celiac was identified and named by a Greek physician known as Aretius of Cappadocia. He named celiac disease Oliakos, derived from the Greek word for abdomen, in the 19th century. Dr. Matthew Bailey further published his observations on celiac disease. He spoke of it as a chronic diarrheal disorder causing malnutrition and characterized by gas distended abdomen, and the doctor also observed that rice was less harmful as compared to the starch products. So more research on gluten intolerance and illness caused by it was conducted by Donald D. Casada. He saw himself as a gluten protein chemist and is responsible for publishing several pieces of research that helped people who suffered from celiac disease. His aim was to discover what could or could not be consumed by those with the disease. However, the most informative research on gluten products was provided by a Dutch pediatrician named Willem Karel Dijk in the late 1930s. He observed that his parents were celiac disease improved when they did not eat products containing wheat. Furthermore, Dickey and a few of his colleagues proceeded with feeding experiments in the 1940s to figure out if wheat was a specific starch that caused problems for people with celiac disease. The conclusion presented was that wheat starch, corn flour, maize starch, rice flour, and peeled and boiled potatoes are harmless. On the other hand, wheat flour, rye flour, and oats are harmful. This month is also commemorated as Family Stores Month, November 2025. Family Stories Month brings families closer together every November. This is because family traditions and ancestral stories hold a special place in everyone's life. In fact, remaining in touch with our roots is the need of the hour in the modern world where people are connected to their laptops and mobile phones, and then there are no other people to celebrate the month of fullest. Dig up some old family photos and try to remember some great stories you heard from your parents and grandparents. November is the perfect time to revive the past and fondly reflect on your family history. This month is also commemorated as Erectile Dysfunction Awareness Month 2025. Impotency or erectile dysfunction, in short known as ED, affects millions of men and their intimate partners. The term refers to a chronic difficulty in getting or sustaining an erection sufficient for sexual activity. Over half of the men report having experienced erectile dysfunction at some time or other. National Impotency Month was created to encourage awareness of this common affliction, which is so often shrouded by taboo and secrecy. Since erection involves circulating blood to the penis, anything that improves circulation will improve erectile function. Many problems associated with ED originate in the prostate, for example, prostatitis, enlarged prostate, or prostate cancer. Even if you think you are too young to have to worry about it, keeping a proactive attitude towards prostate health will help you avoid problems like these in future. Making time for regular sexual activity now can guard against ED in future. Research suggests that the long periods without an erection deprives penile tissues of the oxygen-rich blood they need to stay long, strong, and flexible. ED and ways to treat it are to be found in the earliest medical texts from ancient Egypt onward. Over the years, treatments have included garlic, snake meat, and electricity that will shock you. It's hard to believe facts and might be myths also to certain extent. So in medieval Europe and the Middle East, women could divorce their husbands on the grounds of erectile dysfunction. If the man in question decided to contest these charges, he would be brought into the courtroom and made to prove his potency before a panel of doctors and a beautiful woman hired for the case. Viagra originally treated high blood pressure and certain heart conditions. When Pfizer discovered it led to erections, they decided to market it for purpose. Instead, Viagra is now one of the most widely consumed drugs in the world. Former senator and presidential candidate Bob Dole, a prostate cancer survivor who struggled with ED, took part in the clinical trials for Viagra. He spoke frankly about the ED in a commercial for the drug. So sexual health is an important yet often overlooked factor in overall well-being. Regular sex has demonstrated benefits to many aspects of physical health, including brain function, cardiovascular activity, and immune response. ED can warn of health risks. Erectile dysfunction is often the warning sign of serious health concerns. It can be of symptoms of afflictions such as heart disease, diabetes, or neurological disorders. Satisfying sex is an integral component to one's emotional well-being and overall quality of life. Many men find that when they cannot perform sexually, their mood, confidence, or motivation can suffer. Sexual difficulties often strain intimate relationships as well. This month is also commemorated as Epilepsy Awareness Month in US, which is an annual event that teaches people about epilepsy causes and symptoms. 1 in 26 people will be diagnosed with epilepsy at some point during their lifetime. Epilepsy is one of the least understood of all neurological diseases, yet is the fourth most common. During this month, many organizations join together to provide information about prevention, treatment, research, and resources to fight epilepsy. Today is also commemorated as Diabetic Eye Disease Month. In US, focus attention on keeping our eyes healthy. Each November, vision care organizations, physicians, ophthalmologists, and opticians share resources on how diabetes can increase your sight. According to the National Eye Institute, over 7 million Americans are impacted by the diabetic retinopathy, a condition involving chronic high blood pressure that damages the retina's blood vessels. If you have diabetes, learn how to properly maintain your eyesight. If not, err on the side of the caution and schedule your annual eye exam. Today, this month is also commemorated as COPD Awareness Month. Over 30 million Americans are walking around with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, and don't even know they have it. That's why it's so important to review your risk factors during COPD Awareness Month. In November, COPD is actually an umbrella term encompassing several progressive lung diseases, including emphysema, chronic bronchitis, and irreversible asthma. During COPD Awareness Month, you can check out community resources, attend health fairs, participate in online forums, and even show your support by wearing orange. This week is also commemorated as Bladder Health Month in US, which is observed every year in November to highlight the importance of bladder. It is also known as urinary Bladder, various disorders that affect the bladder, how to prevent diseases that affect the bladder, and how to treat them. The bladder joins the kidneys, urethra, and some other minor organs to form the urinary system. They collectively eliminate waste from the body, regulate blood volume and blood pressure, control levels of electrolyte and metabolites, and regulate blood pH. They form one of the most important systems in the body, as without them functioning well, toxic substances stay in the body. An infection to any part of the system is called urinary tract infection, UTI. The study of how well the bladder, sphincters, and urethra hold and release urine is called the urodynamic study. Urodynamic studies show how well the bladder works and why there could be blockages or leaks. Over the years, the study of entire urinary system has been known as urology. This month is also commemorated as Banana Pudding Lovers Month in US, created by Rogers Pudding Company in Chesapeake, Virginia. Banana Pudding Lovers Month gives us all of us opportunity to pay tribute to the only pudding flavor that can give plain old chocolate a run for its money. Besides being tasty and satisfying, banana pudding has a surprisingly rich history in the country and enough fans to support an annual 2-day National Banana Pudding Festival and cook-off. So as you ramp off Thanksgiving, treat yourself throughout the November to its delectable dish. This month is also commemorated as Aviation History Month in US, which celebrates all the contributions America made to the field of aviation and its development. It's safe to say US played a pivotal role in the field, hence this month is all about reading up on the history of aviation or simply watching documentaries that shed light on the brilliant individuals who dedicated their lives to advancing the aviation industry. It is the accomplishment of these men and women that make Americans proud, even to this day, to appreciate new developments and to know the basics of American aviation developments. Today is also commemorated as the Adopt a Turkey Month in US, which is celebrated every year throughout the November. This is a month when Thanksgiving is celebrated all over the country, killing lakhs and lakhs of animals. The Thanksgiving holiday is celebrated with the symbolic cooking of a turkey for a dinner. Adopt a Turkey Month is a way for people to help offset these mass killings and loss of turkey life. When a turkey is adopted, it is saved from dinner table and is free to live out of its full lifespan. Many sanctuaries provide good homes for the turkeys to live in. Adopting a turkey is a kind gesture that helps to save many turkeys' lives. This month is also commemorated as Adopt a Senior Pet Month in November in US, which reminds people of older cats and dogs that are in shelters and waiting to be adopted. Pets are the easiest way to bring warmth into your life. So if you are thinking about getting a pet, consider opening your heart to a senior animal. Puppies and kittens are cute, but adopting a senior animal can be a life-changing experience for you and that pet. Not only are older pets often easier to handle, but they are at least is as loyal as loving as younger ones. This week and today is commemorated as World Vegan Day on November 1st, and this month is also commemorated as World Vegan Month in November across the world. And it amazes us to see how far the movement has come. We remember when veganism started off as a diet fad and then eventually grew into a lifestyle option. The joys and benefits of veganism are advocated on the dedicated day, highlighting just how easy it is to go for the cruelty-free lifestyle. As a as well as generate awareness on rights for our furry friends. Even though veganism calls for the rejection of all animal-based products, a plant-based diet is the best way to encourage this change with thousands of delicious vegan recipes or altered versions of meat and dairy dishes posted online. Across the globe, the day is celebrated exuberantly through exhibitions, seminars, restaurants, special and events. This day one allows countless opportunities for vegans to promote their lifestyle as well as for anyone wishing to adopt it. But the green movement did not just begin with herbivores. In 1944, two members of the Vegetarian Society UK, Donald Watson and Elias Frigley, were at crossroads with the club in addition to removing meat from their daily intake. They also avoided products made from or tested on animals, yet the society did not recognize their lifestyle as a unique, leading to the pair to create the Vegan Society. In honor of the 50th birthday celebration of the Vegan Society in 1994, UK celebrity and then chairman of the Vegan Society, Louis Walsh, dedicated to commemorate November 1st as a World Vegan Day. The terms vegan and veganism were also coined by him. While deciding on a date, there was a lot of ambiguity as to which date exactly in 1944 was the Vegan Society founded. Aware of Halloween and Day of Dead, Wallace selected the 1st of November, the rest, as it say, is history. The movement has been gaining traction lately with a lot of its popularity owed to prominent celebrities who have committed to be veganism over the past few days. Included among these are Ellen DeGeneres, Jack Efron, Ariana Grande, Pamela Anderson, and many. So the most challenging shift towards veganism has been for food chains, fortunately, and what was once thought of as a flinky diet is now widely available at restaurants and supermarkets, offering a plethora of plant-based alternatives. Fast food chains like KFC and Burger King also offered vegan burgers now. So we can all let out a sign of relief and still get our fast food fix. Today is also commemorated as World Numbat Day, which is observed annually on the first Sunday of November, which takes place on November 1st this year. So the Numbat, that is banded anteater, also known as Walpurti, is an insectivorous marsupial that almost exclusively eats termites. The Numbat is considered in the faunal emblem of Western Australia. This species was widespread in the southern Australia, but is now limited to a few small colonies in Western Australia with an estimated wild population of less than 1,000. As an endangered species, it's protected by different conservation programs. Recently, numbats have been reintroduced and fenced in nature reserves in South Australia and New South Wales. On World Numbat Day, conservation groups raise awareness about this amazing mammal. They also raise funds for researching and protecting it. Zoos in Australia also participate via special exhibitions with the images of number. So World Numbat Day is a day that celebrates the unique mammal emblem of Western Australia and encourages conservation efforts. The founder and origins of the day are though still unknown. The numbat, also known as the banded anteater or Walpurti, is an insectivorous marsupial. Its diet consists almost exclusively of termites. This species was once widespread in southern Australia, but is now limited to few small colonies in Western Australia. Therefore, it is an endangered species and is protected by different conservation programs. Recently, numbats have been reintroduced to fenced in nature reserves in South Australia and New South Wales. The numbat is considered the faunal emblem of Western Australia. Today is also commemorated as Puducherry Liberation Day, which is observed every year on November 1st in the Union Territory of Puducherry in India. For a significant part of the 17th century, Puducherry was under the rule of French East India Company. Puducherry, formerly known as Pondicherry, is where the French colonial empire ruled French India. French India consisted of Puducherry and other French colonies such as Chandranagar, Mahe, Yanam, Karaikal, and Masulipatam. So this day commemorates the transfer of French India to the Republic of India on this day in 1954. Today is also commemorated as National Vinegar Day in US. Science experiments and home remedies, a cooking staple and a source smell. Today we are talking about celebrating one of the mysteries of the kitchen that seems as at home under the sink as it does in the pantry. Vinegar with so many uses, benefits and recipes. As it's no wonder while the whole country will be celebrating National Vinegar Day on November 1st, if someone asked you what vinegar is and could you explain it, this typically falls under the umbrella of information we file away in the things we say we know, but hope no one will ask about. Folder along with now pineapples grow and how magnets work. In short, vinegar is made by fermenting something passed to the point of an alcoholic drink until it's acidic. So this is why we have different kinds of vinegars, just as we have different types of wines and liquors. So get ready to try something new and learn more about complex concoction we rarely think twice about. Today is also commemorated as National Mia Day, which takes place every year on November 1st, is an extra special day as it celebrates a three-letter name that has constantly been placed in the top 10 and world's most popular names. Today is also commemorated as National Family Literacy Day in US. On November 1st, reading has many benefits and even more. So when it comes to children, families have so much to gain from reading together. Besides helping young children develop good vocabulary skills, it provides valuable family bonding time. National Family Literacy Day also serves as a platform to appreciate the empowerment effort of literacy programs. Today is also commemorated as National Deep Fried Clams Day. Of course, this vegetarian month, we are avoiding all. Like clam is the term used for several types of bay molluscs and usually refers to those that live as in fauna and are edible. They spend the majority of their lives half buried in the seafloor or riverbeds with some flour, milk, eggs, and of course, shucked clams. You can try a full bunch of fun, often referred to as barbecue of New England. It's no wonder this tasty meal has a special day. Of course, you always have the plant alternative. Today is also commemorated as National Cook for Your Pets Day. In US, our pets give us unconditional love, companionship, and attention. So it's the least we can do to return their efforts on National Cook for Your Pets Day on November 1st. While we tend to feed our pets with food brought from stores, spending a day cooking for our pet is more than just a nice way to honor their place in our lives. By consulting with the vet about what foods to avoid and what foods might nourish the pet best, we gain new insights into our animals' diets and ultimately become better at caring for our animals. So take this day to cook a delicious meal for your pets. Today is also commemorated as National Cinnamon Day in US, and we are excited to be celebrating one of the world's ancient spices. Cinnamon, according to Chinese medicine, can be used to treat illness, both minor and major. Cinnamon has been around for over 4,000 years, and no wonder we can get a lot of healthiness out of it. So with this, we shall end today's commemorations. Thank you everyone for joining us in celebrations. Take care. Good night. Before leaving, we request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback